Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of this Crooked Little House. My name is Sashka, and you can find me online at Ravelry, Twitter, and Instagram as SashkaKnits. We have a little group on Ravelry, my Crooked Little House. Please come and join us. I'm hoping to get some chatting started in some episode threads there, as well as my adventure thread. And it would be great to have some more members. We're a very small group right now, and I'm thinking of having a giveaway when we reach a certain number of members. Not a whole bunch of members, but a certain number of members, so it would be really great if you came and joined us there and popped in and said hello. So I'll start an introduction thread when we have a few more members. So please PM me or come and say hi on any of those social media, and I'll put up the links maybe in the underneath here. So I've got my notes, so I'm hoping to keep this quite short because I am in a little trailer and I don't have access to a whole lot of bandwidth for uploading. So before we get started, I just want to apologize, or maybe not apologize, but just sort of explain that there might be some background noise. We are parked in a casino parking lot, and when I say we, I mean my husband and our cat. We are on our adventure, so my husband is working about 4 feet away from me in that direction. So there may be some typing noises. There may also be some parking lot noises. And it's very windy outside, so if there's some background noises, hopefully they won't drown me out. But if they're really loud, I'll just repeat what I was saying. So, like I said, we are on our adventure. We're on day 11 of our adventure. So it is September 19th, which is Saturday. We are in Calgary, Alberta, and we left northern BC on September 8th. So far it's been interesting. We haven't gone really far from home, which was our plan. We spent the first 4 days going less than 1,000 kilometers, which I'm not sure how many miles that is, 600 miles, 700 miles, but we had some things to work out with our trailer brakes and some plumbing stuff. When I say we, I mean my husband. But it seems that those issues are all resolved now and everything is good. And so we have traveled to Alberta to visit with some of my family members. And we have about 11 more days before we cross into the United States, where we'll spend about 6 months, but we'll just one step at a time, and we'll just talk about those as we go along. So as I said, we are in Calgary. We are at the Grey Eagle Casino, which is just almost right in Calgary. It's a very nice casino. We went there for dinner last night with my son and his fiance. We had a really nice dinner, and we played at the slot machines for a little while, and my husband, he turned $4 into $52, so he's quite pleased with himself, and we had breakfast there this morning. So very, very nice casino. So if you're ever in the area, I would highly recommend stopping in, checking it out, have a meal, check out the slot machines. It's also got bingo, I think, and poker. And I don't play those sorts of games. I'm really a timid gambler. It's sort of like, well, I lost my $5, so I'm out of here. So I just play the like penny slot machines, and I get really excited if I win 15 credits or something like that. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to keep this short. So I do have some finished objects. I finished my socks. So these are the socks that I made out of the hand-dyed self-striping yarn that I made the yarn at Olds College, which is here in Alberta. It's about an hour and a half away from here. This is 100% BFL, and they're just vanilla socks, but the only real thing of note on this is that I used the Oh My God heel by Megan Williams, which is one of my favorite heels. It fits my heel really, really well. So these fit really nice. I love BFL sock yarn. It is so warm and cozy. It washes up really nice and it's soft. My only concern is that there's no nylon in this sock yarn. So these are going to be like indoor, wearing around the house to keep my feet warm socks. So I'm really pleased with how they turned out. They are not identical, but the striping is so close that it doesn't really matter. So I'm pretty happy with those. I also have an almost finished object. This is the mystery knit along I was talking about last time. It's called the shawl, pin shawl. So the mystery actually finished yesterday, so I'm not giving anything away by showing it to you. When I say almost finished, I've done all the knitting, and all that's left is weaving in the ends and blocking it. So it's a shallow shawl, really long wingspan, uses short rows, and it's got I-cord bind off. It's got an interesting wings. You can see they kind of dip down here. It's not blocked, so it's really hard to see. Some of the other finished projects show it a lot better, so I'm going to have to try to block this in the trailer. So I'm really pleased with how the yarn knit up. So what I knit this with was, do I have a ball band? No. Oh yes I do. It's Barocco Boboli, color 4326, as Boboli lace. So there's the ball band, and I had 2 of these in my stash that I wanted to use. So when I actually tech edited this pattern, and then Lindsay Luchuk, who is the designer, told me she was doing a knit along, I asked if I could join in just as a participant. And so this is 42% wool, 35% acrylic, and 23% viscose. And I'm really happy that this is all I have left. So that will get put into just a scrap project. I used Susan Bates US 6 4mm needles, which I had just bought from a local yarn shop just because these are the most common needles that I use, and I needed this size. They worked just fine. The cord was fine. It wasn't the most flexible cord, but it was absolutely fine for this project. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and I think this will be a gift or something like that. It's turned out nice. So that is my last finished object. If I block it and get it done, I might just quickly show it to you. So I have three works in progress to show you. This one is, I'll probably be showing it a lot. I don't work on this a lot, so I keep going in the wrong direction. Oh, that looks really nice in this light. So this is Willow by Nancy Marchand. So this is being knit in so it's brioche, 2-color brioche. So I'm using Debbie Bliss Party Angel as one of the colors. So it's white with a little bit of sparkle, and it's 72% Super Kid mohair, 24% silk, and 2% metallized polyester. And the other color is Drops Kid Silk, which is Super Kid mohair and silk, 75% mohair and 25% silk in this beautiful dark purple color. And so the pattern is available in a book only, and I did order the book specifically for this pattern, but there are lots of patterns in it that I will be making. So it uses 2 balls each, so I have 2 balls each. And I'm using a 4.5 millimeter needle. I'm using Haya interchangeables for this. So as you can see, I'm using lifelines because I don't usually use lifelines, but there was a knit along for this earlier in the year, and a lot of people recommended it. A lot of really experienced knitters did. So after I had ripped this out 3 times, I decided that I would also use a lifeline, and I did actually once have to go back to it. So I'm very, very happy with how it's turning out. It is not hard. It does require a lot of concentration. So basically there's 1 row of concentrating and then 3 rows of semi-concentrating. So it's sort of the project you work on when you can concentrate on something. So it's not card knitting, and I have a lot of time for card knitting right now and not a lot of time for this kind of knitting. So the other project, I might have talked about starting this. This might have been needle adjacent last time. I'm really enjoying this one. This is patterned by Lori Lee Beltman. It's called the Vertically Stranded Socks. Don't know if it's really showing up, but I'll show you mine. I photocopied this out of my copy of the Vogue magazine, which you are allowed to do, because I like working from photocopies. I like marking it up. So this is how much I have done in my socks. Don't know if you can see that. And so here's the main color that I'm using. It is by the Dye Guy, and this is Saki Taki. Okay, so here's a picture of the yarn tag, which is a fingering weight, 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, and the colorway is called Loaded Hot Dog. So I bought this in Jordan Station in Ontario when we were there in May, but he does have a website, and I will link to it. So it's a really nice yarn. I'm really enjoying knitting it. This is not especially hard to do. So and I'm enjoying following a pattern. It's the first pattern sock I've knit in a long time, and I really enjoyed. It's a gusset heel, but it's garter stitch, and I really like how it's looking. I don't know if you can see that, but really like how it's looking. So I might use that heel for other, just vanilla socks that I'm knitting in the future. So I like how it fits. Really nice. Really enjoying that. And what's this? Oh, that's my picture. So the very last thing that I have on my needles is a design in progress. It is the one I'm knitting out of Malabrigo worsted. So I'm almost finished the body of the cardigan. A few more inches to go. So it's knit all in one piece. up to the armpits. I'm using the vermilion and cocoa. And it's a cardigan. So that's all I'm going to tell you about it right now. But it will be released in 10 sizes, and it will be coming out this year. Well, possibly early 2016, but so I'm going to tell you about that right now. Okay, so that's it for works in progress. I did bring my spinning wheel, but I have not done any spinning so far. I think I will be doing that more when we're like in one place for a week or 2 weeks at a time. I did finish the Falkland that I was spinning, and I did bring it with me because I might work it into a project, but it's stored under our bed right now, so I'll try to remember to bring it out and show it to you next time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, sorry, I don't try not to be really rushy, but also stay within my timeline here. Last time I podcast, I did say I was going to talk about how I had come up with some solutions for storing yarn and my tools for my designing and such while we were traveling, because we are going to be in our trailer for 9 months. So just going to bend down here and get something. So probably some of you already do this, but for my needles, my box that I kept them in was bursting, and so if I put them in the trailer, they'd be flying all over the place, and I had to dig through it whenever I was looking for something. So I went to Staples, which is a big office supply store here in Canada, and I got this big binder. It's got a zipper and a handle, so you can carry it like a briefcase. So I got this giant binder, which was the biggest one I could find. And on the inside, I'm not gonna lift it up and just take out some pages. I got these pages. So they have a 3-ring binder. They're like an envelope. So they pull out. They're reinforced, and they have a zipper that has metal on it. So pretty sturdy. And then I got one of these for each size. Like up from 2 millimeters up to 6 millimeters. And then I put all my needles that are each size in each one of these. And then I have one for anything over 6 and one for anything under 2. And then there's zipper pockets where I just keep my interchangeables and my cords on the front and the back. So this whole thing keeps all my needles in it, and I'm really happy with it. It's easy to store in the trailer, and it's easy to carry around, and when I'm home, it's going to be great for keeping track of everything. I think like the front of the pocket, in front of it, it has like you can slip a piece of paper right in front of the zipper part. And I think I might actually make an inventory of my needles on there, and then when I take something out to use it, I might just put a little sticky what project I'm using it, so I can see what I have and what I don't have, and where my needles are at any time, and I can see where I'm missing. Because when you're in the yarn shop or you're somewhere and there's needles are on sale, or maybe you have like 17 pairs of 4 millimeter circular needles, but you always need 4.5s or something like that. I don't know. I'll see if I need that and if I have to do that. So the other two things I said I would talk about, one of them is the studio that my husband built for me. And I think I'm going to leave that for when I get back in the spring. maybe we'll do like a little tour. But what I'll say now is that my husband built me a standalone studio in our yard, and I love it. And basically we built it to lock up, and it's painted and winterized and everything. And a lot of my crafting and designing supplies and furniture is out there now, stored out there for the winter, and then in the spring when we get back, we'll be finishing the inside. So I'm really excited to be thinking about how I'm going to be storing everything, and how I'm going to be decorating it, and how I'm going to be utilizing that space when I get home. It does have a loft, which is super exciting for me, so I'll be storing a lot of fiber up there. So I'd really love to hear about how other people using their design space or their workspace, their crafting spaces, and what solutions they have for storing yarn and fabric or whatever other supplies that they have. I'd love to hear things like that from other people. So, please feel free to comment in the group or send me a PM. And one of the other things that I said I'd talk about is how I was going to store yarn. I did bring quite a lot of yarn with me. I don't think my husband expected me to bring quite as much as I did. But when I went through my stash at home, I ended up bringing all of my sweater quantities, all of my sock yarn that was not going to be used for sock projects, but was going to be used for design projects. Some sock yarn from my brown bag, personal brown bag sock club, enough for the rest of the trip. And yarn for projects for people that were going to be made for gifts. So part of my challenge was how I was going to fit it in my share of the storage space. So what I did is I got some vacuum bags, and I basically put the yarn in the vacuum bags and sucked all the air out of them so they don't use very much space. Like, there's a lot of air in a skein of yarn. So there's about 35 skeins of yarn in here. Small ones, like 50-gram ones, but anyway. So this yarn all in here is also acquisitions, but I'm not going to show them to you until I use them. So after it was too late to order anything to have it delivered to our house before we were leaving, I actually ordered this yarn and had it sent to my mom's house. So that's what all of this is. And most of this is yarn for projects for gifts. So I have about 8 of these with yarn. I have 1 of these with spinning fiber. And I have 1 of these with finished design samples that I have to write up into patterns under the bed in our storage space. So they're all pretty light, and they're pretty compact. And I just bought these. The best ones I found at the dollar store, and the most I spent on any one was $1.99. So I think I'm going to use them for storing yarn at home as well. So that's my yarn storage solution, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people already do this, but I thought I was pretty pleased when I came up with that. So the last thing that I want to show you are some actual acquisitions that I got on this trip. So I think it might have been day 2 or 3 of our trip. We were in 100 Mile House, and we were waiting to have the brakes fixed on our trailer. And 100 Mile House is a really nice little, I don't know what you'll call it, a town or municipality, on our way from Prince George to Kamloops. and it has one of my favorite yarn shops in it. So while we were there, my husband just casually said, "Aren't you going to look in the yarn shop?" And I did, which I wasn't going to because I'm trying to limit my purchases, but anyway, I did. And I picked up a couple things. So if you're ever in 100 Mile House, I would highly recommend the Little Wool Shop. They have lots and lots and lots of variety in a really tiny space. So I didn't get a lot of things, but what I got is really nice. So this is Katia Airlux Merino Extra Fine, and it's kind of metallic, so it's okay. So it's called Merino Extra Fine. It's actually 70% viscose, 30% virgin wool. So and it's 50 grams, 328 yards or 300 meters, and it's a really steely dark gray silver pewtery metallic color. Really like that, which I'm pairing with this Serdar Hush soft brush lace. This is 25 grams, 224 yards. And look, it's a gradient. It's got grays and black and sparkle. So when you put them together, look how pretty that is. And I'm just going to make a 2-color brioche scarf. Very plain, straight scarf, maybe with a wave in it, for a gift, or maybe for me. But they're very soft and lovely. Really like those. And then the other thing I bought, this was in their sale bin, half price. Okay, and it's got stickers all over it. So I'm trying to find one. So this is called Serdar Calico Double Knitting. This is, I believe it's 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. No, it's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. This is 50 grams in a ball. I got 6 balls, and it's 158 meters or 172 yards. And this color is like a soft ecru, shade 0724. And I am going to make a sweater for my granddaughter, and I have a design that I've planned, so I will be releasing it as a pattern. So I'm not sure yet what sizes, but it's definitely gonna be toddler, like maybe size 3 or 4 up to size 12. Maybe not 12. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see how the sizes work out. But she's in a size 6 right now, so it's definitely going to be in that 6, like 3 to 10 range. So, and then it may go into the baby range as well. But very, very pretty. And I really like how it looks and feels. And as soon as I saw it, I instantly had a design in my head. So the very last acquisition, I had some Michael's gift certificates, or no gift certificates, gift cards left to use up. And my granddaughter really likes to have washcloths when she's eating, the cotton handmade ones. So I decided to make her one with the cat on it. So, and all I had were the variegated colors. So we went to Michael's, and I had her pick out her own solid color. So no surprise, really, that she picked out this really bright pink color. So I will be making her a washcloth and out of this and mailing it to her. So that's all the acquisitions that I have for this time. Probably there won't be a huge amount of acquisitions, but I'll definitely, as I use use things that you haven't seen. I'll be talking about them. So what I ordered that I had delivered to my mom's, I had an order from Dara Moore's and an order from Berger de France. I know I'm totally massacring that. And I'll definitely show you those. And some designs will be coming out of that as well. So I can't see the camera from here, so I'm not sure how long this is. But thank you very much for joining me today. And happy knitting, happy travels. And please follow me, come and join us in the group, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.